Hey guys, I'm Nico. This is 10 insane things about Bosnians living in Bosnia that you probably didn't already know. Number one is really crazy. St. Louis has the largest Bosnian population in the entire United States, 50 to 70,000 people right here in our metro area. Number two is unbelievable. After the war, about 11,000 Bosnian refugees were resettled here directly, and thousands more moved here later because they heard about the strong community and jobs. I was in that thousands more with my family. Number three is pretty crazy. Bosnians turned the Bevo Mill neighborhood into what everyone calls Little Bosnia. Full of little Bosnian restaurants, coffee shops, bakeries, and stores with signs in both languages. Number four is beautiful. Right in the heart of Little Bosnia stands a perfect replica of Sarajevo's famous Sibil fountain. It's a gift from the Bosnian community of St. Louis for the city's 250th birthday. America's about to have its 250th birthday as well. So it's a city older than America itself. Pretty crazy. That was a bonus little fact actually. So number five shows kind of like the hardworking nature of Bosnians. Many Bosnians arrived with no U.S. credit history, but a local bank gave them loans anyway, and they started hundreds of businesses like auto shops, trucking companies, and restaurants. So when the Bosnians arrived, parts of St. Louis were struggling. They opened businesses, brought foot traffic, and helped bring life and pride back into the streets. So when you go down into South County, it's one of the more vibrant parts of the city versus like North County or even like some of the other counties, West County, like St. Charles County. South County is definitely one of the more like St. Louis City, St. Louis County are some of the more alive ones for sure. Not always in a good way, but sometimes. Most of the time. So number seven, Bosnian Cevapi, Burek, and strong coffee don't stay inside the community. They become local favorites that everyone in St. Louis now enjoys. Every time we go to one of the local Bosnian restaurants around here, we have someone that's not a Bosnian there, like, what do we get? And we always give them like recommendations, like you gotta get the Cevapi, you gotta get some coffee, you gotta try it, like it's strong, it's this, it's that, right? We give them some recommendations and we see what they say, and they always love it, and they always come back and tell everybody. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty fun. So number eight is the kind of the strongest one. So most families fled the Bosnian War and genocide in the 1990s. So they arrived with almost nothing, and you don't really hear about Bosnians being like a huge drag on the community because they built businesses, they bought homes, raised families, and created one of the tightest knit communities. Whenever you go to some of these Bosnian stores, you'll see just the amount of Bosnians that come through there, and it's because they keep reconnecting with the Bosnian businesses and the Bosnian, other Bosnian people, just to kind of keep the culture alive here in America. And a lot of young people actually don't do that. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't as well. It depends on how well their parents kind of like instilled that in them, but a lot of people really do back and spend a lot of time some of the Bosnian stores. Like my uncle, for sure, he's always in them every weekend. He's going to like a different restaurant or a coffee shop, and he's just talking to everybody. He's a super extrovert. I'm like more of an introvert, so I don't go out too much, but I stay in with my family and I spend time with them more than anything. All right, so number nine, Bosnians created their own Chamber of Commerce, newspapers, radio show, and a center for Bosnian studies. So the culture and stories would stay alive for the next few generations. So Bosnians are very proud and very much like many other cultures, very, very proud, and also very like wanting to keep it alive and like also proud. Okay, so number 10 is the kids and grandkids are now succeeding in suburbs like Oakville, Afton, and Melville, but they still come back for the food festivals and Sibil Fountain and the Bosnian Pride. So, the younger people are coming back, but not as much as some people would like. I think me, myself, being 29 now and being someone who grew up here for the last 22 years, I consider myself a Bosnian American because I was born in Bosnia and I was raised in America. So I am both things. but my sons are definitely more American than Bosnian. They don't get talked to in Bosnian all day every day like I used to. So it's a totally different like world that they live in. They're definitely gonna grow up just thinking that they're like an immigrant, recent immigrant, but definitely still an American because they were born here. I've always found it really interesting to be a Bosnian who grew up in America. It's always been a really interesting journey. If I would have stayed in Bosnia, it would have been it would have been cool as well, but it just would have been a totally different life. And you know, I got my 3 kids here, my girl, my truck, my business, my house, my family. Everybody's here just about, except my uncle who's back in Bosnia, and his family. But other than that, I don't really have too many super strong connections to Bosnia. But Bosnians themselves, we have so many here in St. Louis that it's really easy to go down and get some cevapi or get some budak or whatever. Like, go to the local butcher shop and get some lamb, get some beef, talk to the other people there. There's always like 60, 70, 80-year-old guys there with like all the time in the world, and they're just chilling, they're just hanging out. So anyway, that's been a quick little video on Bosnians and the Bosnian community here in St. Louis. What do you guys think? Any other Bosnians watching this video? Curious to see what everybody thinks, to see what everybody has to contribute down in the comments. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.